Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis updated commodities, work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go, and if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com, where I dive deeper into all of these topics, sectors, individual companies, how to play this. I just released a midweek update of what I think are the best opportunities in the market at this exact time. And I share my opinions in that. We do have a coupon code still going on May Day if you're interested. So let's dive in. Let's take a look and see what is going on today. We've got the dollar pulled up and we're seeing a little bit weaker dollar. That does look a little bit, I'll say, likely to head lower with the lead-in pattern and a inverted flag pattern. So it looks good for a weaker dollar. With weaker dollar, we generally see weaker yields, or weaker yields is accompanied by a weaker dollar, however you want to say it. 2-year yields slightly lower, and it does look like we're not getting much of a bounce, at least not yet. So I would say that it's still in favor for yields to decline because we see a lack of buying pressure in that circle there. Bigger picture view, we are still within this bigger pattern. And we haven't broken out of it yet. A little early to claim that yields are just going to drop like a rock and that the Federal Reserve is for surely going to lower yields here in the short term. So it's still holding on. 10-year yield is down today about 0.5% and still looks a little bit weak. We don't have reversal candlestick yet, and we are still have a downward bias on it. Are we going to break upwards or downwards of this pattern? And if we break lower, it is of my opinion that gold and silver are going to rip. We're probably going to see a lot of interest rate sensitive sectors also do very well if that occurs. Hasn't occurred yet. 30-year yield also looking pretty, it's down today, looking a little bit weak in the very short term. Longer term, it still looks okay to try to break to the upside because it's hugging the upper resistance level. It's also doing that on the 10-year. The 10-year, 10 years a little bit more balanced. The 2 years balanced as well in the middle of it, the middle of the pattern. So we'll see where this breaks. TYX, TNX ratio just moving sideways today. Not much of anything, but still looks locked and loaded like we could see an uninversion of the 30-year in relationship to the 10-year. Bond prices up slightly. Is this going to break or are we going to roll over? Great question. To me, it looks like we could potentially roll over, which means we have lower bond prices, higher yields. I know it's going back and forth, guys. We're squeezing up into this corner. We'll have to wait and see which direction we break. Higher for bond prices is lower yields. Breaking lower is higher yields. And why does that all matter? It matters because it has an impact on the way that money flows in the markets. It's going to put, if this breaks lower, it's going to put pressure on the stock market and NASDAQ. It makes me think that Powell wants to go lower in the short term for a presidential election. That very well could happen sometime later this year. And then we got the 2 and 10 year. It is slightly higher today. But that is still in a pattern that looks like we could head lower, where we get the uninversion of the yield curve. So piecing this all together, I think it's possible that rates decline and it's possible that we get an uninversion of the yield curve. But that hasn't materialized yet. So don't get too jumpy on it yet. Be patient and wait for this to fall, and that will be your signal. Gold up about $10 an ounce, looking pretty solid. We've broken that downtrend line. I still think that we could head higher here, or sideways. Sideways or higher is the direction that I see. Silver, the same exact thing. We've just got a consolidation pattern, so sideways or higher in a upward move. It's consolidation move in an upward move. And longer term, don't even get me started here. It looks ultra bullish, guys. Ultra bullish. Platinum up 1.14%. We are still underneath that stupid trend line. When are we going to break it? Don't know, but it will, and give it time. We want to break through that trend line I've got at the top there. And then palladium up a little bit. We've broken through this downtrend line there. We've done the retest. So we'll see if this thing can work its way on up, if that is a true retest. What I do like to see is strength in the gold and silver mining companies. That's exactly what we see today. Big time 2.6% strength above all of that support level. It's looking really good for a potential takeoff. Really, really good. GDXJ also looking pretty good, up 2.7%, right underneath that resistance line going across. So hopefully we can break through it. And then SILJ up 4.5%. Let's rip this baby. Looking fantastic. Look at the close on that candlestick. So we broke out of this falling channel. We broke out and it's been running. So it looks really, really good. And hopefully that momentum can carry us forward and higher. XAU to gold ratio, gold and silver mining companies divided by gold. This is your happiness line. We broke that happiness line, guys. You should be already positioned in this for the gold and silver mining companies. If you need help with anything, sign up and you can see the companies that I'm invested in if you want a second opinion on what you're doing in the gold and silver mining companies. Crude oil up 1.22%. We are right at that support level. The support level is this trend line there. You can also draw it differently depending on your time frame. I drew it more trying to capture these hits here. To me, this could run. Very well could. We're waiting for it to run and see if it can get some legs underneath it. And we're right on support. If it's going to run, we should see it run here soon. TTF gas down, so nat gas, that momentum is carrying it lower, and that looks like it could continue. Natural gas in America also slightly lower. This does look like it's trying to put in a little bit of a short-term bottom. We'll see if it can do it. I'm looking at the bullish piercing here and the small selling pressure candlesticks. If we had sellers there, they would sell it off, and they wouldn't be putting it nice and neatly inside of the green candlestick. So a lot of the times, that indicates a potential reversal, and we could maybe work our way on up. Maybe. We're working with statistics, not with 100% probabilities. Our boy XOP, yeah, you know me. It's still within this stupid pattern here. We're at the neckline. There's the neckline there of this inverted head and shoulders. We're waiting for oil to get its butt in gear. When it gets its butt in gear, we want to see some big green candlesticks, much like this one here. Big bullish engulfings. That's a bullish move. We ran into resistance, and I'm surprised that we've got a selling pressure candlestick as big as that one hanging around still, which makes me a little bit doubtful, like, are we going to break here or what? So that's what we're seeing there in XOP. OIH, the energy service companies, nice green candlestick today. It's bullish engulfing. At least that is going down right at support. Higher, higher, higher if we can get some follow through here. So come on, crude, get moving. Newcastle coal futures just sideways today. Still looks good to work its way on up. We've broken through a lot of downtrend lines, and those downtrend lines are becoming more horizontal lines that we're going to start to break next. We've got Sprott Physical Uranium Trust up 2.17%. The momentum did continue a little bit today, looking pretty good. Ugly looking chart here. The structure is like broken over here. You know, where you break, you know, they squeeze up, break higher, and then it's just kind of flailing back and forth. It's an ugly looking chart there for Sprott. Uranium price is just moving sideways for the futures pricing. We've got URA up 4.44% today, looking pretty strong, feeling strong. We got the bullish engulfing yesterday. I said, hey, maybe we can get a follow-through day today, and here we are with the follow-through day. That looks really good. And the broken downtrend line, so that looks pretty good. We've got URANIUM up 4.25%, right on support. So that looks good. Pretty strong closing into the closing. You can also throw a trend line through that. That's the breakout there. You like my awesome trend line, guys. I know you do. There you go. And then URNJ also ripping today. We've got, you can throw maybe a trend line through here. That's broken, and we're getting some momentum to the upside today. So looking pretty good for uranium. Hopefully that momentum can continue. And all of you guys who think that a bull market goes straight up, we'll finally be happy going up like we did today. Copper up 0.4%, looking decent. It has a good posture is what I call it through here. You get a nice big move up, small candlesticks down. It's generally a continuation pattern up. This is interest rate sensitive. So if rates go up, it'll provide a headwind. COPX up 0.53%, little continuation pattern, looks like it's going to try to work its way on up. We've got iron ore up 0.7%. It's working its way through this consolidation there, bottoming pattern, whatever you want to call it. Aluminum down a little bit today, 0.84%. Does look like we're getting some momentum to the downside. Be patient here. Let it sell out, wash out, and then look for opportunities wherever it comes back for potential, maybe retest even all the way down here. It's possible. We got nickel down just a little bit. This thing has just been trading sideways here, looking like it's trying to put in either a bottom or a continuation pattern with momentum to the downside. So we'll see where nickel goes here. The renewable stuff has been kind of rough lately, and I kind of throw nickel in that. Mu up 0.6%. We are trying to get a little bit of a base going here, but it hasn't occurred yet. We're at support. We're back within maybe the pattern here if it wants to dive a little bit lower for the agribusiness ETF. Emerging markets, it likes that lower dollar, lower yields, or yields down. Yeah, a little bit lower for yields in dollar, and we're going on up. Emerging markets look pretty dang good. So looking for a move higher for emerging markets. KRE ripping it to the upside, 2.17%, right underneath that resistance line. Hopefully we can break through. We've got TAN up 1.4%, likes the weaker dollar, weaker yields. So does lithium, weaker dollar, weaker yields. It looks like it's trying to do something here. Maybe we can get some follow through to the upside, along with REMX. Weaker dollar, weaker yields, and we are heading up a little bit. This does look pretty weak, though, with a pretty strong move, so we might have some more basing to do, sideways action before heading higher. Baltic Dry Index down 2.37%. We're going towards that support zone, very strong support zone underneath us. We've got XHB up 2.24%, surprisingly strong today. What's going on here? Is the housing market going to strengthen here? We'll see. We'll see. The banks were strong too. Banks and housing market go together. So kind of an interesting move there for XHB because the yields weren't down that much. They were down a little bit, but not that much. Russell 2000 up quite a bit today, looking actually really strong today with a strong closing. So looking pretty strong there. Maybe it can put something together. We've got S&P 500 up, continuing to work its way on up. That looks pretty strong, along with the NASDAQ up. So people are piling into the NASDAQ, they're piling into the S&P 500, and this is getting pretty expensive. SMCI slightly higher today, up 0.5%, and we are sitting on top of support, still looking all right. And then NVIDIA up 2.7%. I always get scared when you get these big reversal candlesticks. They come down like this, and then you slowly creep your way up. Gosh, that's just right for a reversal candlestick to show up in that box there. We'll see what it does. But again, I don't have any horse in this race. I'm just relaxing and watching, and I don't play in the overvalued field. BTC down a little bit. There we are. And again, we'll see if we get a move higher. But right now, this is a stair step pattern lower, which generally works their way down, which is a little bit confusing with the NASDAQ up and the S&P. Ethereum also up a little bit, but again, the momentum came down here. This is a reversal, and it's pretty weak at this time. So we could get more selling pressure to step in and force it a little bit lower on Ethereum. So that's what I've got for today, guys. Give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website. We do have a Discord that we can hang out with. We do hang out on Discord throughout the day. I'm on and off depending on the day on Discord there. And we've got a question and answer session coming up on Sunday at 5 p.m. That's also what we've got coming up. May Day is a coupon code if you want to sign up and try it. 50% off the first month, only the first month, or a larger discount on a yearly membership if you're interested. So I just released the midweek update. It's out there, and you can take a look at it if you guys are interested. All right, guys, that's what we've got for today. We'll catch you next time. This is Finding Value.